What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to 4Strategy Gaming. I've got another StarCraft 2 commentary for you today. Today's matchup is going to be between MTW's DIMAGA and IMBA's Strelok. We can see here DIMAGA spawning in the 12 o'clock position as our red Zerg player, and here in the 6 o'clock we have got Strelok as the blue Terran player. So yes, Terran versus Zerg. We are here on Metalopolis, and I am excited. This is the second commentary for the day. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content, and yeah, how's everyone doing? I am just doing dandy. Yeah, everything's going well. Having a lot of fun doing this commentary. Summertime's been great. Been hitting up the gym a lot like a true brosif. So yeah, that's been my life. So anyways, yes, here we go. Starting out, we can see Strelok, of course, will be going for that wall off. So very necessary against a Zerg opponent. As a Terran player, pretty much required to wall off. Same thing with Protoss. Zerglings, of course, will ruin your day otherwise. We did see DIMAGA go for that extractor trick, so sitting at 11 supply before his first Overlord did pop. Pretty nifty. I don't see everybody do that. It used to be the case that almost everyone was doing the extractor trick. This was back in the beta, and then even TLO was known for doing the double extractor trick. Now, every so often you do see it still utilized. It's not kind of a primary mode. A lot of times you just see 9 Overlord and then just wait out till that Overlord pops before any continuous droning, but every now and then you will see a player do 1 or 2 of the extractor tricks. We can see right now DIMAGA is pulling out with that scout very early on. He is also going to be going for a 16 hatch, so we can see the 16 hatch getting dropped right now for DIMAGA, and then moving out with that drone scout as well. He, of course, going for this hatch first. He does need to really have a clear understanding of what Strelok is doing, so sneaking right on in the main base. You can see getting there before that first Marine is anywhere near complete, and he does see that Rax, so now he knows he is safe with this quick expansion build. The major concern with any 14, 15, or 16 hatchery build is a 2 Rax push from your Terran opponent, but Strelok getting that refinery pretty much told DIMAGA that he doesn't really have to worry about that type of a timing push. Taking a look inside of Strelok's base, very, very standard fare, nothing out of the ordinary here. So let's just take a look. What is that attachment? It looks like it will be the Tech Lab. So it looks like we will be seeing actually an opening Reaper here from Strelok. No reason to really do this otherwise. Going for something like a fast Marauder, well, that's just complete nonsense against a Zerg opponent. So yeah, should be seeing a Reaper coming out as soon as that Tech Lab does finish. DIMAGA scouting, Strelok scouting out DIMAGA's base right now. He will be seeing the 1 gas and the pool, and everything looks pretty standard for that quick expand build, and that's exactly what DIMAGA was doing. So Strelok, yes, in fact, coming out with that Reaper. That was pretty much implied by that quick Tech Lab. I am expecting a quick expansion very soon too. We can see, of course, stockpiling those resources, and there it is. So the command center being placed down right now as well. SCV stealing a few resources. Needs to be careful though. Doesn't want to lose this and not paying attention. There we go, finally pulling away. He needs to stay off the creep if at all possible. That drone may actually catch up while he's on the creep. Zergling's coming around, and see you later. SCV does get taken out, but here comes that Reaper scout. As you can see right now, metabolic boost just starting for DIMAGA, so this Reaper does have an opportunity to do a bit of damage. Of course, wants to stay away from any of these queens, but those Zerglings aren't really a threat, and there you go. Already, Reaper sitting with 2 kills. Those first 2 scouting Zerglings for DIMAGA get dropped very, very quickly. So DIMAGA, how will he respond? He can just try to defend with queens. That is a possibility, but he just really has to make sure he pays a lot of attention, because without any more Zerglings, you see nothing else coming out, and the Queen's trying to pin that Reaper. The Reaper dancing around as much as possible. He is just trying to eke his way on in and do a little bit of damage. If nothing else, though, he can get some scouting done, and that's ample, but needs to be careful. Queen off the creep can actually be kited by that Reaper, so it does need to be wary of that. Now, we can see right now the transition here for Strelok. Looks like we will be seeing Infernal Pre-Igniter Hellions. There's that expansion. The Rax will be starting to come out with some Reapers, with some Marines as well. The Reaper just dancing around again. He really can't do too much damage since the Queens are blocking any path, and we do have 12 Zerglings popping out in just one moment. Metabolic boost is just about to finish as well. All the while, though, DIMAGA's been getting a lot of scouting, and ooh, look at that Reaper continuing up those dancing shenanigans, moving around and just trying to get some scouting. But now that those Metabolic boost Reapers are on play, see you later. Reaper gets taken out very quickly, and of course these Zerglings will be pushing out, not necessarily for a counterattack, but just to get some scouting done and test the waters and see exactly what's going on. Now let's see if Strelok decides to hide these. No, these will be out in plain sight, so Strelok not concerned that DIMAGA will be seeing these Hellions, although I don't think that DIMAGA will be aware of that Infernal Pre-Igniter. Zerglings trying to get us around as much as possible. Hellions microing away though, and the Marines do get taken care of, but those Hellions of course do quite a bit of work on those Zerglings, and those Zerglings will be forced to push away, really unable to get a full surround here with all of these buildings kind of in the way. There's a transfer of workers here for Strelok, and he also has a medevac coming out, so we will be seeing a drop. The Infernal Pre-Igniter Hellion drop can do quite a bit of damage. He does just need to make sure that he goes unspotted, and that will be difficult though, because we can see the tower has been grabbed over here, and we do have some nice Overlord spread for DIMAGA. So depending on what path we see Strelok take, this could very well be scouted out, and that would of course be quite dangerous indeed. Hellions moving across, trying to grab this tower. I'm trying to help deny that scouting, as mentioned. That's really the big concern. So if he can deny the scouting by grabbing these towers, he will certainly be in a good spot. We do actually have some Marines getting picked up in Strelok's medevac, and Strelok will be heading across the map right now, so we'll be incorporating some Marines into this push as well, likely to be lifting up those units and just dropping them right here. And look at those Hellions preparing for that very thing. Now we can see DIMAGA is scouting this out there with that Overlord spotting over the edge, and the Hellions need to be careful, very close to walking right into one of those spine crawlers. But here comes the medevac filled with just 4 Marines. He didn't have quite enough. We do have this one Viking coming out. He didn't have quite enough to fill it up. That one Viking will be moving across the map, probably doing some Overlord hunting, but here we go. Here comes the drop. Marines on the high ground. We'll be picking up those Hellions as well and continuing this push, and this can be very effective. So let's see how Strelok manages to do here. Now DIMAGA needs to be careful in terms of defense. He's really got to make sure that he doesn't lose too many workers here. Zergling is going to get taken care of quickly. Spine crawlers coming down though, as well as those Queens. Now those Marines can do okay against those Queens with a medevac. Hellions not the greatest, but still trying to do some damage. Hellions moving into the resource line. Needs to start microing those around. There we go, microing them straight into the resource line, and the drones are getting taken care of very quickly. The Queen does survive as well. Those Hellions doing a bit of damage so far. Needs to again stay away from those spines, moving down into the expansion, and this is not looking good for DIMAGA. DIMAGA's been taking quite a bit of damage. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't get anything clumped up, and look at that. Lots of Mutalisks in play for DIMAGA. DIMAGA will be mopping that up, of course, very quickly. And then moving out for a counterattack. So is Strelok ready for this? That is a lot of Mutas. Strelok did quite a bit of damage. Taking a look at the unit loss tab there, clearly ahead at this point, but right now DIMAGA's got a great opportunity because he has so many Mutalisks. He risked taking a lot of damage from that push in order to get all of these Mutas out. But let's see if he can turn these scales back in his favor, because he's got a great opportunity right now. There's really not enough anti-air here for Strelok, and this is a little bit scary in all honesty. Now he's got these double reactored barracks over here to be pumping out some Marines, but still there are so many Mutas right now, and the unit loss tab is slowly going to start tilting into DIMAGA's favor right now. He's got free reign basically. He needs to stay away from that bunker though. That is really unnecessary losses, and it takes a little bit too much damage to actually whittle that away. Going to be going straight for that SCV line. We can see right now he has finally tilted it in his favor, but it looks like he will be losing these Mutas right now. Just enough Marines plus that Viking to shoo those away. Now we do have a ton of Zerglings streaming across the map. Also DIMAGA is coming up here with his third. Stim pack though is now finished. Those Marines will be much more efficient against those Zerglings and Mutas, and I do not think that DIMAGA can push against this, but he is trying anyways. Walking in, Zergling trying to get us around on that bunker. Does he manage to drop it? No, the mass repairs, but there we go. Finally SCVs do get taken out, but my gosh, look at that. The massive amounts of repairs from Strelok managed to keep up that bunker. DIMAGA lost everything there, and that was a big hit there. He tried to continue up that push, and it didn't look like it was worth it, and there we go. Finally, again, Strelok is ahead with a lower amount of unit loss tab. Lower amount of units lost, rather, is what I meant to say. Now we do have an armory coming out, so we might be seeing a Thor or two thrown into the mix. That, of course, will give him access to those level 2 upgrades from that engineering bay, but I cannot believe that Strelok managed to keep up that bunker. That was absolutely huge. The fact that he was able to mass repair on that and keep that alive definitely helped him defend that push that we did see from DIMAGA. Now DIMAGA, again, is working up into his third. He's also got the Zergling spotting if Strelok decides to come to a third himself. We've got the level 1 upgrade coming out right now, and that will of course help those Hellions, those tanks, as well as any Thors that we may be seeing. We have another medevac coming out, and here we go. Looks like Strelok is getting ready to push out across the map. He has got a lot of Marines. Combat Shield is in. The level 1 upgrade is in, and so is the Stim Pack. And of course we have those tanks for support against Speedlings and Banelings. Now the Baneling Nest is in, and we've got those centrifugal hooks coming out, but still they may not have that for this engagement, and having those certainly helps quite a bit in terms of dealing with those Marines. So this is a little bit scary right now. DIMAGA might be losing his third, and look at that, just calling the GG, scouting this push with that Zergling and realizing he cannot handle that at the moment, and just calling the good game. DIMAGA opened up 16 hatch into Pool Extractor, while Strelok opted for 1 Rack's Fast Reaper into Expansion. With some nice queen placement, DIMAGA was actually able to stop Strelok from doing any damage with this Reaper, and at the same time was able to work on a very strong early game economy. Strelok then moved into a Marine Hellion drop inside of DIMAGA's mains, and with these Blue Flame Hellions, Strelok was actually able to do quite a bit of damage simply because DIMAGA did not have a lot of units to defend. The reason DIMAGA didn't have anything to defend against that Hellion push though was because he was coming out with a massive amount of mutas, and once those did pop, he was able to mop up all of those Hellions and then push out for a counterattack. DIMAGA's counterattack was able to do quite a bit of damage. However, his main problem was eventually there were enough Marines to shoo away all of these mutas, and then we saw a counterattack from Strelok that forced the GG. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this commentary. As always guys, if you like the content, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.